In the city of Nazilli, Turkey, 37-year-old Türkay Gezin appeared to lead a successful life. He was a father of two, living in a modern apartment filled with high-end furniture and the latest electronics. Within his community, Türkay was a public hero. As a firefighter, he had once famously removed his own oxygen mask to save an unconscious woman trapped in a burning building, an act of bravery that earned him official honors. Behind this image was a man obsessed with his status and possessions. In early 2024, he reconnected with an ex-fiancée, and a series of casual social media messages quickly evolved into a secret late-night affair. Türkay wanted to leave his family, but a divorce would cost him half his assets and destroy the successful image he had spent years cultivating. To his mind, his wealth and reputation were worth more than the lives of his family. Rather than risk a massive financial and social downfall, he made the chilling decision to eliminate his family. He spent months preparing a defense. He studied psychology and simulated symptoms of severe, job-related PTSD to convince a psychiatrist he was suffering from a mental breakdown. This earned him official medical leave and a potential insanity defense. The months spent simulating a breakdown and studying psychology reveal a clinical, engineered blueprint for murder, rather than a sudden snap of emotion. For the second phase, Türkay obtained a powerful sedative, a veterinary tranquilizer typically used for large livestock like horses. On March 18, 2025, during the holy month of Ramadan, the family gathered for suhoor, the pre-dawn meal eaten before the fast begins. During the meal, Türkay laced the food with the horse tranquilizer. Within minutes, Fatma and their two young sons fell into a deep, chemically induced sleep. He used the trust of a traditional family dinner to ensure his victims were incapacitated and unable to resist what came next. Türkay turned the kitchen gas valves all the way open and left for the fire station. By reporting for his shift, he intended to use his colleagues to provide an alibi while the apartment slowly filled with gas. The plan was interrupted when Fatma briefly regained consciousness. Dazed and struggling to breathe, she managed to send a panicked WhatsApp message to Türkay, begging him to come home because she smelled gas. Upon receiving the text, Türkay slipped away from the station and returned to the apartment. His urgency was fueled by the fear that his wife might wake up enough to open a window and ruin the plan. When he arrived, Fatma and 11-year-old Denise had already died from asphyxiation. However, 4-year-old Toprak was still faintly breathing on the floor. He ignored his dying son and carried all 3 family members to the master bedroom, arranging them on the bed to make it appear as though they had died in their sleep. Before lighting the fire, he opened the windows to vent the excess gas, preventing an explosion that would damage his expensive living room furniture. Once safe, he closed the windows and staged a localized electrical fire strictly inside the bedroom. He had calculated the burn radius to protect his household appliances, while his son was still struggling for air in the next room. When the fire was reported, Türkay arrived with his crew and put on a public display of grief. He wept and had to be physically restrained by fellow firefighters as he made a show of trying to save his family. Forensic examiners quickly found issues with his story. As this chart shows, there was no soot or smoke in the lungs of Fatma or Denise, proving they were dead before the fire started. However, 4-year-old Toprak's autopsy showed significant smoke inhalation, meaning he was still alive when the bedroom was set ablaze. These forensic findings directly contradicted the narrative of a tragic household accident. Investigators soon found street CCTV footage showing Türkay leaving the station multiple times. They recovered his deleted WhatsApp messages, tracked the financial records, and found the veterinary tranquilizer purchases. During his interrogation, Türkay confessed to everything. He even admitted he had limited the fire to a single room because he didn't want to lose his furniture. In July 2025, while awaiting trial, Türkay Gezin realized his public image was permanently destroyed. He committed suicide in his prison cell before he could be sentenced. Türkay Gezin spent years building a reputation as a savior, only to use that public trust as a shield while he methodically planned the murder of his own family.